of exactly what is happening. Seems like we might be getting that PIO there now, and so we have reporters who are in place, and as soon as they begin speaking, which it seems like we're doing now.
Directing reporters now as to what they're going to do. We're going to keep this shot up as Reese directs reporters seemingly.
Trying to get it set up for Anne Kirkpatrick.
Superintendent Anne Kirkpatrick walking up. Let's dip out for a second and listen in.
So I want to begin by telling you that our officer is okay but injured. So I will back up and let you know that at about 10:50 this morning, the event started to unfold, and it did involve an officer-involved shooting, and the person who is the perpetrator, as we understand him to be, has died. What though the facts are as we know them, this is a very fluid situation. We try to give you as much information as we can, but please know that that can change because this is a high-stress situation. We haven't been able to talk to everybody. We haven't been able to see video yet, but we will share what we do understand. The event started over our officer who was working a detail at the Walmart was flagged down by someone who said there was a person in the parking lot in a car overdosing. She went out to the car and administered Narcan to the subject who was in an overdose state. When that subject awoke from a result of the Narcan being administered to him, he acted very erratically. The officer, because she was the one administering that Narcan, the door of the car was open and she was partway in that car. He immediately either backed up, we don't know if he backed up, all we know is he took off with her in the door jamb of that car. And he started to flee the parking lot, so the event started over here in a parked situation. He started to flee. He has now her trapped outside of that car. What we do know at this point is just down the street here, you can see the gray truck. He still has her on either the hood of his car, regardless, she is in that car. He either sideswipes or in some manner hits that truck, which is parked on the side of the street. Our officer is found underneath the front of that truck. He continues down the street beyond where your cameras can see, but at the next major intersection, and he appears to have hit 2 additional vehicles which have significant damage. Now I want to back up and say that our officer was in a life and death situation in this situation, so she drew her gun and she fired 1 shot. As we know, 1 shot. There could be more, but we do know she fired at least 1 shot and hit the perpetrator on the side of his chest. He apparently was still able to be conscious enough that as he drove away, that's when he crashed. We also know, I want to back up, we also know and understand that there was either a bystander or an innocent person also in this parking lot at the very beginning. She was hit. We don't know to the degree. We don't know her name yet, but she has been transported to the hospital and was being either in CT scans or something. So we are still trying to develop who this person is, but alive, we understand that. Now, on the scene at the where the crash occurred and where the event ended, one of the first officers on the scene, Officer Centini, is one of our 50 trained EMRs who took the special training to be an emergency medical responder. He immediately administered first aid and higher level of life care support to the perpetrator. Our lieutenant right here of this district, this lieutenant was also on the scene very quickly, and he was able to actually cut the airbags and everything out so that the person who has died was able to be receive the medical help. That is what we understand right now. We are going to leave here, as we always do, the chiefs and the captain. This is our captain over the 6th district, Captain Batiste. She was in her office when the event unfolded on the radio, and she was also able to be here almost immediately. The captain of our officer, who has been severely injured, that captain is with our officer at the hospital. We will be leaving here, going straight to the hospital. It's very important to us. We know her family's, to a certain extent, has been contacted and is aware of the event. Our officer was in CT scans as we speak, but we will give you updates as they unfold.